If you are buying a new construction home in Florida, the plan is to create a seamless transition into a private, resort-style outdoor oasis. But maintaining that oasis is a constant battle against the elements. Mass-produced pool cages used by major developers frequently reach an advanced state of visible and structural decay in just 3 to 5 years. It is tempting to roll the cost of a factory-templated enclosure into your 30-year mortgage so the home is move-in ready. We often call this the builder-grade trap. While this offers immediate convenience, you are effectively financing the lowest quality imported materials for the life of your loan. Florida building codes categorize these enclosures as primary structures. They are engineered to survive relentless UV degradation and hurricane-force winds. This creates a major decision for the buyer: accept a template-built cage now, or navigate the complex process of hiring an independent specialized contractor after closing. Choosing the easiest path at the closing table often leads to structural failures and significant out-of-pocket replacement costs later on. To meet the demands of mass production, developers often utilize extreme cost-cutting measures on the individual components of the enclosure. The most common hallmark of builder-grade construction is a reliance on standard galvanized steel or low-grade metal fasteners. Florida's humidity and high atmospheric salinity cause these inferior fasteners to rust almost immediately. Within a few seasons, unsightly orange stains bleed directly down the aluminum framing. The real damage happens inside the frame. Galvanic corrosion eats away at the shaft of the fastener, reducing the cage's original design strength by more than 50%. Then there is the screen mesh. Builder-grade enclosures typically default to low-tier, imported artisan screens. Lacking advanced chemical UV inhibitors, this mesh quickly becomes brittle in the sun. It loses tensile strength and begins to tear under minimal stress within a few years of installation. The upfront affordability of these materials is a false economy. It results in a weakened structure that requires premature and expensive replacement. This 2023 Florida Building Code map shows baseline requirements. Custom enclosures must withstand wind speeds up to 175 miles per hour. Screen mesh acts like a sail, generating massive updraft forces that attempt to tear the enclosure off its foundation. Mitigating this uplift requires strict adherence to the modernized ASCE 722 structural engineering standards. Standard crews secure frames using traditional mechanical wedge anchors, relying on outward friction against the concrete. High wind vibrations cause these to wiggle loose, fracturing the foundation. Custom builders utilize a superior standard instead: advanced chemical anchors. These epoxy-based systems bond the threaded structural rods directly into the microscopic pores of the foundation, ensuring the connection is stronger than the surrounding concrete block. During a Category 4 event, this microscopic chemical bond determines if the aluminum frame holds firm or yields to massive uplift forces. Beyond environmental hazards, enclosures are subject to strict legal and bureaucratic requirements. In Florida, they serve as legally mandated life safety barriers. Chapter 515 of the Florida statutes requires a continuous minimum wall height of 48 inches to prevent unauthorized access by young children. The law also mandates self-closing doors and self-latching mechanisms installed high enough to be out of reach for a toddler. Even a perfectly safe cage must satisfy your homeowners association. If the design violates a private aesthetic rule or property setback, the HOA can legally force you to demolish it. There is also a significant financial hazard involving Florida's mechanics lien law and the notice of commencement. If you pay your primary contractor after a notice of commencement has expired, the state classifies that as an improper payment. This mistake allows unpaid sub-tier suppliers to bypass the contractor and place a mechanics lien directly on your home to recover their costs. Failing to manage HOA approvals and NOC timelines can lead to a disastrous scenario where you are legally compelled to pay for the exact same enclosure twice to avoid foreclosure. Many homeowners expect property insurance to cover the cost of a replacement after a major storm. However, property insurance actuaries categorize these structures under restrictive coverage B limits, often with strict windstorm exclusions for exterior patios. If a storm tears your screen mesh, the baseline insurance payout for the material itself routinely defaults to $0. Even with specific hurricane riders, policies generally only cover the aluminum superstructure, leaving the homeowner to cover the full rescreening out of pocket. Relying on insurance to replace cheap, builder-grade mesh is a flawed financial strategy. Long-term value comes from investing in durable, storm-resistant materials up front. Standard builder-grade enclosures serve the developer's closing schedule, often at the expense of the homeowner's long-term property equity. Screen Factory Florida provides a strategic post-closing alternative that bypasses these mass production compromises entirely. They offer custom engineering to the latest 2023 standards, utilizing rust-immune Nylotech fasteners and heavy-duty domestic polyester screens designed for 10 to 15-year lifespans. Their project managers also handle the administrative gauntlet, navigating HOA reviews, securing permits, and protecting your property from lien hazards. Protecting a permanent asset requires intentional planning and a specialist partner, rather than accepting the easiest default option. Click the link in the description for a free consultation and a custom 3D project visualization to see how Screen Factory Florida can secure your luxury backyard.